Alô, alô. Oh my, sorry, dear. Oh my. Oh my god. What? I'm on myself here. Wait. Let's go!
On a night where only the best survive, one award show will enshrine the winners for eternity.
It Takes Two.
God of War.
Elden Ring!
Now, buckle up for GameSpot's countdown to the Game Awards. Bold predictions, special guests, and surprises you won't see coming.
The Oscars! You!
This is no ordinary night. This is the final battle of 2024. So lock in, because GameSpot's countdown to the Game Awards begins now. And here are your hosts, GameSpot's own Tamoor Hussain and Lucy James.
Let's go!
Hello gamers, welcome to GameSpot's countdown to the Game Awards 2024. I am one of your hosts, Lucy James.
And I am Tamoor Hussain.
And boy do we have an exciting show for you as we get ready for the Game Awards tonight.
We sure do, Lucy. We've got a bunch of panels lined up which will feature developers from the biggest games of the year.
That's right, we've got developers from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Astrobot, Helldivers 2, Animal Well, and many more.
As well as the panels, we also have Giant Bomb's intrepid reporters / mischief makers Dan Reichert and Jeff Grubb out in the Los Angeles wilds.
They're going to be catching up with some of your favorite content creators and developers as they get ready to head into what is bound to be the biggest night of the gaming calendar.
For sure. It is also the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards, which makes us feel old.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. But we'll also be looking back at the years past and reminiscing about nominees and winners from previous shows.
Now, every year the games industry and its fans come together to celebrate the exceptional work of the thousands of people that make the games we love. And of course, 2024 will be no different. That's why we're all here. But we would be remiss not to acknowledge that it has once again been a pretty difficult year for the games industry. Many of the people who work in it have been hit with waves of mass layoffs.
Yes, so while we celebrate the games that we've enjoyed this year, we must also remember to recognize the people behind them, whether they're here in person or not, and whether their games have been nominated or not. Games don't exist, and we are worse off without them, without you. So thank you so much.
Right then, with that said, let's head over to Jeff Grubb and Dan Reichert. Tell us a bit more about the schemes they have planned for tonight.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Thanks, Lucy. I'm Dan Reichert, joined by my colleague Jeff Grubb, and all the stars are here for the Game Awards.
That's right. I'll be here for the next couple of hours to chat with a great selection of voice actors and industry personalities. We'll also see if we can find anyone who is actually smarter than a games journalist. Dan, what do you have in store for our guests?
Well, I will be presenting them with a series of challenges, and the winners will be the proud recipients of 6-foot sub sandwiches.
And I think if you win one, you have to sit it up right next to you inside the audience at the Game Awards. I want to see the camera cut away to a sandwich blocking the view of Hideo Kojima.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the show tonight. It's been a hell of a year for games. What do you think of when you think of 2024 in games?
Yeah, I mean, tonight I'm really excited by any announcement that could happen. Really, I just want a couple of my favorites to get some recognition, like Astrobot, Balatro, things like that.
Two of our favorites here at Giant Bomb. We did the Astrobot speedrun challenges. Looking forward to more, hopefully.
Yes.
Astrobot, probably my favorite going in. I know you're a fan as well.
Absolutely.
And if you are watching at home, you could be one of 10 lucky winners of the TGA Nominees Bundle from Fanatical, which includes Black Myth Wukong, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Balatro, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Head over to fanatical.com and look for GameSpot's countdown to the Game Awards to find out how to enter.
Let's go to Emma.
And rounding out your host roster for this afternoon, I'm your favorite Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stan, Emma Fife. Later on, I'll be joined by Giant Bomb's Jan Ochoa for a first look at Capcom's highly anticipated Monster Hunter Wilds, a hands-on experience that took him all the way to Capcom's offices in Osaka, Japan. And throughout the course of the show today, we'll be taking a look back at all of the Game of the Year nominees with GameSpot's experts weighing in on their own experiences with each. Starting with a tale of childhood friendship, undue prejudice, and a fight for equality in a fantasy world with a peculiar connection to our own.
When I heard Atlus was heading into the fantasy genre, we really didn't know which direction it was going to go to. Going from high school to high fantasy seemed like a bit of a reach. But after playing Metaphor ReFantazio, as usual with Atlus, there was nothing to worry about.
What thou hast awakened is the true spirit of a hero. The power
power that lies dormant in all of us.
In 110 plus hours of playtime, I felt no downtime the entire ride, with the characters and the story evolving perfectly in tandem with new game mechanics all the way to the very end. And the main antagonist, Luis, was so well written, constantly making me question if he knew my true intentions and making us feel on edge at all times. He was scary, and he was hot. The archetype system was the shining star in how combat works with how moldable and bendable it is. Combining skills and abilities in just the right ways allows you to feel like you're breaking the game. Using the Phantasmal Doll to double critical almighty gold attacks with the merchant's most powerful abacus, all while dodging incoming fire left and right with the best boy, Heisme, to immediately end enemy turns just shows how expansive Metaphor's combat really is. Metaphor also touches upon really important modern issues without ever over-preaching to you. Because of this, it's no wonder why Metaphor is a nominee for this year's Game Awards.
True power is born of the heart. If thou wouldst change the world by thine own hand, take this newfound power and venture forth.
And joining me now on the main stage for our first panel of the show, we've got a stacked cast here. So Almake 2 creative director and professional TGA dancer. I was going to ask if you were going to bust out the moves, and you've done it already. Fantastic. Winner of the 2023 award for best performance.
Thank you.
Got Whoop, aka Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3. Alex Wilton-Reagan.
Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming. You've been just announced a very big role that I'm excited.
I have Joanna Dark for the Perfect Dark reboot. Terrified and thrilled all at once.
But obviously you are here with Abubakar Salim to talk about Tales of Kenzera Zao. Nominated this year, Games
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
Bad time.
They're weird. Yeah.
I also like that we've really stacked the first panel with like the British and the Europeans that were taking over. But I want to kick off. Neil and Sam, obviously last year, both winning Game Awards. I mean, how was that for you? How has it changed things for you, being the owners of those illustrious statues?
Yeah, it's sitting on the shelf, looking gorgeous.
Everyone has to walk past it when they come in.
Yes.
Or do you
of
keep
course,
it in the bathroom
of
like
course.
Kate Winslet apparently keeps her Oscars?
Yeah, maybe need to try that next. Yes, yeah. But yeah, no, it was such a great night.
Yeah.
So good memories. Yeah.
And Neil?
Yeah, my feet didn't really touch the ground for a while. I think I was the most shocked person in the entire room. In fact, this video footage of me going, what? Like that, as I really wasn't expecting to win. And the fact that I did, I think was just being nominated for me personally, the fact that even people liked my performance enough to put me amongst all these amazing people, including, Melanie as well from Alan Wake 2, was just an incredibly joyous experience. And also it's great just to be able to talk about the community and just say thank you for embracing my work and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, since then I haven't really stopped moving. It's
really
been
haven't?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing.
And Alex and Abu, like last year, you were up on stage.
Yeah.
Revealing Tales of Kenzera, and now
Outfit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It was something.
Yeah, I mean, again, the panel, best dressed, easily, of the night.
We'll take it, thanks.
But what was it like, going up on stage, revealing the game? Because it was a very emotional moment. The game comes out, incredible reception, and now nominated. Can you talk about that journey? And Alex, I want to know how you got involved with the game.
Abu asked me, why would I say no to this gorgeous man who's one of my best friends? And he said, I need executive producers for the game. Do you want it? And you did a couple of pitches, but I was secretly like, you really don't need to pitch me, babe. It's already a yes. I just needed to understand how it worked.
Yeah.
And it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think for me it was very much, it was an opportunity as well, like kind of engaging in the games industry and trying to just shake things up a bit, being a bit different, working with people that I love, that I trust, and kind of getting them involved in the process of kind of movements forwards, because I feel at the end of the day, we're all making art, right? And that kind of art needs to be supported by other artists. And so it just made total sense.
Yeah.
And
I'm super proud.
it's been a wild journey. Like, I think no one warned me the games industry was this crazy. Like, it's like the Wild West. Like, it's nuts. But no, I'm really enjoying it. I love it. I mean, I'm a gamer myself, so now to be like behind the curtains and everything, like, it's something else. And yeah, now it feels full circle, being like nominated and back here again. It's very, very weird, but cool at the same time.
I do love the fact that all of us and everybody else that comes to the games industry all come from such different points of view from different places, from different experiences. And in my experience, having spoken to so many people, it all helps them in so many different unusual ways, like with their own life. Like being able to push through social anxiety, or be able to make new friends, or for me personally, be able to take my face off and playing roles that people wouldn't give me in TV and film. That are appropriate to my ethnic background, obviously. It's a really amazing experience being part of the games industry.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, you said the games industry is crazy, but it's also this wonderful place that brings so many people together. It has been a pretty crap year for a lot of people.
Agreed.
I wanted to ask you all, as someone who's worked on and been involved in so many games, like what keeps you going when creating this art that we all love? Sam, I'll come to you first and go down.
Yeah, for me, it's been, games as a form of expression, and because it's so tightly connected to the technology, and that technology keeps leaping forward all the time, it means that every game we do, we can do something that we never could do before, like even consider doing before. And next year it will be 30 years at Remedy, and during that journey, there hasn't been a single boring day.
Good.
And I feel that, after every game, I just feel that, okay, we got somewhere, but we are only getting started. That's how it feels, yeah.
Neil?
It's nice to be able to work on projects. I mean, it has been a difficult year for many, many people. It's great to see a lot of indie games coming forward, a lot of kind of more cottage industry in that way, of people just getting together, making the game and having such great success. There's a few games I'm really rooting for that are examples of that. Zao is one of them, surprisingly enough. Yeah, it is. But it's also great to show how resilient art can be, and actually how it can help people. Like for instance, it's been a bad year. A lot of people now finding other teams, smaller teams, creating really interesting games and projects. And it's just really nice to see that, and also to help other actors, from my point of view, help other actors get into this world and try to support and champion them,
I mean, Alex, obviously, I'm asking the same question of all of you, but Alex, you have this great momentum now because you're taking on this role of Joanna Dark. How do you feel going into that and taking on that iconic role amidst all the chaos?
Terrified. It was lovely telling Abu about it. He was like, what? And I was like, what do I need to know about? Tell me everything.
Just one of the most infamous characters in gaming.
The team are incredible and delightful, and obviously we've started work on it because the kind of big Xbox trailer was released. I'm super proud to be doing it. I feel very attached to a lot of the teams that got let go this year from other companies that I've worked for or that I've worked with, or for example, former BioWare employees. They made me. They gave me my Dragon Ages and my Mass Effect, and I'm super aware that I wouldn't be here without those casting directors, producers believing in me. So my heart breaks for them. I feel genuinely really sad about it. I hope that next year will be a better year and more people can come back into the fold. And I hope that we will keep trying to use technology for good, not for ill. The tech drives towards the performance, and the performance can drive forward the technology, and they should be able to work together in a gorgeous, harmonious fashion. That's what I'm rooting for.
Well, I am so sorry. I'm getting told in my ear that we gotta, you guys have to get in there. Best of luck tonight. Looking forward to seeing you on stage and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. Now we're heading back over to Jeff Grubb.
That's right, I'm out here on the streets of Los Angeles, joined by Hannah Tao, who plays Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure. Hannah, you're up for an award tonight. Are you excited about that?
Are you kidding? This is a dream of a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you, absolutely. What was it like getting to work on Life is Strange again?
It was challenging, rewarding, thrilling, and it took everything I had, and I'm so glad that I got through it and the game's out and people are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing you can work on these things for years, and it takes so long to come out. Is it nice to have sort of this culmination point where you get to come to Los Angeles, you get dressed up so nice, come out to the Game Awards, get to celebrate that a little bit?
It's incredible. It's an actor's dream, and I'm just trying to soak up every moment of it.
Yes, it seems like it's gonna be a good time. Also, we got the matching stuff going on. We're looking real fly. I think people still say looking fly as well.
Yeah.
Okay, got something special planned for you. We're gonna play a game. It's called Are You Smarter Than Games Journalists? To explain this, Sean, why don't you come out here?
Absolutely. Hi.
All right. Doing well. What's gonna be happening?
Okay, so what's going to be happening here is that, I'm a trivia guy. If people watch Giant Bomb, they know that. I do game show stuff, sometimes with Dan Riker.
say it Resident Evil 7?
They said Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. That's correct, Jeff. Nice
Okay,
clutch
like
there.
the only Capcom game I can think of.
Jack Baker, you know, very crazy guy. Probably referencing Marvel 2 there.
Okay,
so yeah,
that makes more sense.
Very nice, very nice. Good job.
Pulled that one out of a hat. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
I get paid to be good at this. You get paid to be a very
Yeah, it would
talented
be
voice actor.
embarrassing if he got it wrong. You're fine. Don't worry about that.
That's absolutely right. But Hannah, thank you so much for doing this. We wish you all the luck tonight. Hope you enjoy the night.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to get to work with you both tonight.
Likewise. All right. Gonna throw back to now this.
Comes to being the fun, charming, colorful platforming company, Nintendo gets all the credit. But let me tell you, Team Asobi out here saying, chill, they got this. Astrobot has been around for many years, both in VR and as a pack-in, tie-in thing for the PlayStation 5. But Astrobot, just Astrobot, period, is more than just a tech demo for a piece of hardware or a console. It is a fully fledged experience, and it is an absolute delight to play from top to bottom. There is never a moment where Astrobot is repeating itself. Every level there is a new mechanic, a new theme, a new system at play, and it is constantly taking that idea, perfecting it within 15 to 20 minutes, and then throwing it out the window. The mechanics of Astrobot honestly speak for themselves. The platforming is tight. So tight that they added a speedrunning mode post-launch that is absolutely incredible and so addicting to play.
Okay, I'll do 8,000 more runs this weekend.
This game stands up there with the greats of any platformer in history. Watch out, Mario.
Oh no!
But Astrobot isn't just about Astrobot. It's also about the legacy of PlayStation. This game is filled with little nods and references to all of Sony's history, from both first-party games to games that have just graced the platform. And to be honest, the game doesn't really need these callbacks. The game absolutely stands on its own. But they are fun, they're cute, and it's hard to not just get a little warm and fuzzy when you see those. And Sony, Astrobot Amiibos. Just think about it. And also pay me for that idea. And I'll sue you if you don't.
Oh no!
Look, I beat Astrobot in one sitting. I could not put it down. And I didn't regret a single moment of playing this game. It is so tight. It is so much fun. And if you haven't played it yet, you really should. And it's no surprise that it is nominated for Game of the Year for the Game Awards.
Yep. Back out here, we are going to be talking to Yoshi Hirabayashi and Taka Inoue, working on Kunitsugami, which is nominated tonight. Congratulations on that. Got a couple of questions for you. Let's get right into it. Kunitsugami, very unique kind of game. It is, yes, and I really appreciate that about it. The big thing there is, like, it feels like as game budgets get bigger, as they begin to become riskier, the opportunity to take chances is lessened. But this game seems to be able to take a lot of chances. What was it like that you were able to put something out like this and people seem to get it?
国津波のようなゲーム、非常に、今の業界の中でバジェットがどんどん大きくなっていく中で、国津波のようなゲームっていうのはどんどんピッチが難しくなっていくんですけど、今これを突破の中でピッチしてした際に、皆さんの反応どうでした？本当にプレイしてもらってるユーザーさんはもうグローバルで、この体験、新しい体験、ストラテジーとアクションのミックスを、楽しんでもらってると僕は心から感謝してます。We're very happy that we were able to get this game out globally, and many players are experiencing this new game and very enjoying it. So we're very grateful and happy about that.
Excellent. And it's nominated for Best Strategy Game. That is, it's nice to be recognized, obviously, but there's like so much going on. Is it just like, yeah, people got that this is a game that you can think deeply about? Was that something that was nice to see?
ストラテジーのゲームとしてベストストラテジーにノミネートされてますけど、本当にゲームの中でいろんなことが起きていて、 strategy, and the amount of strategy that people were able to come up with, we're very happy to see that, and that is something we're very intentional about.
Thank you very much. Now, I'm an older gentleman. I'm 41, and I have a fondness for games from PS2 era when it felt like anything was possible, and like every new game was like some new collection of ideas. Is that something you guys feel internally when you're making something like Kinitsugami, or is it actually, no, this is all something fresh and new?
PS エラーで育って PS2 の時代は本当にどのゲームもすごいユニークで新しくて、でその世代でまさに育っていて、本当にクリツマンってそういったゲームのように感じるんですが、それってまあ社内でもそういった形に意図して提案していたものなのか、それともそうです意図して作ったものなんでしょうか。
そうですね、カプコンはね、いろんな、モンスターハンター、レジェンドイビル、いろんなシリーズタイトルありますけれども、やっぱりエンターテインメントとして新しいゲーム体験っていうのは常にユーザーの人たちに、プレゼンしていきたいっていうのはもう会社としても、全体の意思なので、その中では非常にこの国津神は会社全体でいいんじゃないの、作ろうよぜひって言ってもらってます。
We're grateful to have many IPs like Resident Evil, Street Fighter, etc., etc., but we are also very eager to create new IPs like Kunitsugame, which is a little bit different from the traditional things that we've been working on, and this is something we'd love to continue doing moving forward.
Excellent. Thank you both so much. Congratulations. Good luck tonight. Yep, absolutely. Now we're going to go back to Emma up on the stage.
Thank you so much, Jeff Grubb. Joining me now on the main stage here in GameSpot's Countdown to the Game Awards, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director Naoki Hamaguchi and legendary Square Enix director of Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy VI and VII, the producer of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, head of Square Enix creative groups 1 and 2, Yoshinori Kitase. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, so Kitase-san, when you were working on the original Final Fantasy VII over 25 years ago, did you ever envision it rising to the level of popularity that it has today?
北瀬さん、原作から制作25年以上経っていますが、これほどの人気になると当時は考えていたのでしょうか？
いや、当時はやっぱりそこまで思っていなかったですけども、ただやっぱり我々はその FF6 から7にそのプレイステーションになって 3D になるにあたって、やっぱり世界の多くの人々にやっぱりプレイしたいっていう気持ちは強くあったので、非常に今このようなね状態を迎えて非常に喜んでいます。
Yes, well, at the time, not at all that it would reach this amount of popularity. But of course, as we've gone from PlayStation to, furthermore, the consoles, our feeling was always that we wanted to provide this game and deliver it to many fans worldwide. And so it's been an honor and amazing that we've been able to do that.
Yeah, this project was such a long time in the making because I remember, what was it originally, a PS3 tech demo where we saw a little bit of a remake, and now we're on the second installment of the remake series itself. What has been the fan reaction in general? Have you felt a lot of enthusiasm towards the games and also new fans coming into the series for the first time?
はい、そうですよね。リメイクシリーズはもともとその PS3 のテックデモとして見ていて、その後は今回その3部作の2作目というところまで来ていますが、ファンのリアクションというのはどのようなものなのでしょうか？はい、Towards Rebirth。
はい。1作目2作目とゲームも進化してきて、やっぱ非常にいい手応えで我々もリリースができたので、それが本当にお客さんに届いて反応も非常に良かったので、そういう意味では非常に安心しているとともに、またさらに3部作目に対しての意欲もまた湧いてきています。
Right, so as we've gone from the first title to the second, we've just had this onslaught of positive feedback and reception from all of our fans, which has been just immensely encouraging. So in that way, we're kind of comforted by that, and it also really inspires us and motivates us toward the third title as well.
Yeah. Now, Hamaguchi-san, you've said that you were inspired to make games by Kitase-san's work on Final Fantasy VI, working so closely with him now on the Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga, and then receiving so many nominations for your work, including Best Direction today. Is this just a dream come true for you?
以前FF6 にインスパイアされていると聞いて、今回そのゲストディレクションも含め複数ノミネートされていますが、
しい要素を入れるって部分では非常にこう気をつけてストーリーラインを作ってきました。
Of course, we wouldn't have come this far without the love and the support from all of our fans, thus far. So of course we wanted to honor and respect the original material. At the same time, of course, if we mirror it exactly, that would be no fun too. So so kind of keeping that balance, staying true to what it is Final Fantasy VII, at the same time including these new elements that makes it fresh was what we aim for.
もちろん原作知らない人でももっともっと楽しめますので、本当に新しいプレイヤーの皆さんもやってもらいたいなと思います。
And of course, not only that, this can be enjoyed by players who have never played the Final Fantasy game or 7 before as well. So it's for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a longtime Final Fantasy VII fan. It made me the gamer that I am today. And I have lots of friends who Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was their, or remake rather, was their intro to the Final Fantasy series in general. That was where they jumped in. And I remember getting a text from one of them and he said, man, Final Fantasy VII rules, doesn't it?
私自身も本当にセブンの長年のファンで、そのリメイクがもう素晴らしいっていうテキストメッセージが友達から殺到しているのを覚えてます。
Yeah. Well, you're very welcome, and thank you so much for joining me on stage. Good luck to you today. I'm rooting for you. Now we're going to go over to Jeff Grubb on the ground with some of the talent who brought the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth cast to life.
And we are here live on the street, and I just ran into John Eric Bentley. How's it going, John?
It's going great. This is awesome.
I'm really happy to talk to you. Played Barrett, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's a big night for y'all.
It's a huge night. We got 7 nominations, and I'm excited. I got Katasis on here. I got Hamaguchi's on here. I got all of my team. It's going to be fun.
I mean, it's got to be nice to be able to, you guys work on these things for a very long time, get to hang out with everybody, be like, hey, we made it. Here we are.
Literally, like, if we're in the booth, usually we don't record together. So when we have nights like this, when we have conventions and we're all together, it's just very, very fun.
You're local. Is it interesting to see all the gamers all hanging out here, getting ready to celebrate the night?
It's very different. I keep looking around because it's like people that I keep seeing that I'm a fanboy. So I see people and I'm like, oh, that was, oh, that was, Life is Strange. So I gotta calm down because my inner fanboy is jumping. I'm supposed to be cool tonight.
Tonight's not the night to calm down. Let it all out. Everybody wants to see it. But yeah, so when you guys were recording, when you were working together with the team, is that something where you get a chance to do a lot of like, hey, we're gonna have some ideas about what we want the character to be, or do you have to kind of just stick to what they're going for?
Well, it all comes down to your original audition, right? Like you go in and you do your thing, and if the team in Japan likes it, then like, okay, that's it. And then you get to play once you get in the booth, and we've got a great director, and Kirk Thornton, who says, okay, dial it down, turn it up, so it's kind of locked in with the characters and what you want to do. It's the writing. For me, it's the writing. I want to honor the writing. I want to honor the creators, right? So I want to make sure that it's done the right way, as on paper, and if we get any room to play, then, we get to play. But my character gets to play a lot.
Oh, for sure. And it's not just the idea of like what's on the paper. People have a long-term idea of what this character is, right? They have like, hey, he's been in my head for 25 years, or a long time.
Same thing with me. I'm an original OG player. First RPG I played, and so for me to actually have the opportunity to play a character that I fell in love with, I'm just like, wow. I'm still amazed, and even this is amazing to me. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I think back to the commercial I saw on TV for Final Fantasy VII, and it felt like the biggest deal in the world at that time, and now here we are.
So long.
Yeah, absolutely, and now here we are, and it's like, oh, it still is the biggest deal, right?
I think so. I think you're right. Deal. If it's not the biggest deal, so to speak, then why are we nominated for 7 awards?
That's right, absolutely. John, thank you so much. I really appreciate you to stop and chat with us. Got to throw now over to a trailer.
If you told me at the beginning of 2024 that the game I would have spent the most hours in would be a weird poker clone, I don't know what I would have said to you. I don't like poker. Like, I had to get my brother-in-law to do one specific achievement in Red Dead Redemption because I just couldn't understand it. Poker for me has always been this very strange game that I have been aware of, kind of the cultural touch points of poker, right? Like having a hand, Texas Hold'em, whatever, but I never really understood how to play with Balatro, I guess that doesn't really matter because the way that the multipliers work, the way that the jokers work, the way that those little like tarot card things work, it doesn't matter. It just creates this incredible experience where I have never used the phrase just one more run, more times. Like Metroidvanias, whatever, platformers, anything, one more run doesn't matter. The amount I have done in Balatro throws that out the window. And then the worst moment of my life, when I needed it most, Balatro came to iPhone, came to mobile. I travel a lot. I am always on the go. I'm also one of those chronic, like procrastinators before I go to sleep, where I really should be going to sleep. It should be lights out, but no, it's one more run of Balatro. I think one of the things that has really set Balatro apart from a lot of other games, like it was this huge breakout success, don't get me wrong, but I think the reason it resonated so much, especially against other games that came out this year in the last couple of years, is that because it took something that everyone has a familiarity with. Like people know what poker is, don't know how to play it, but you know what it is, and that's where I came from. But after playing Balatro, I feel like I could now play poker. And the way that the game mechanics and the gameplay loop and just upping the ante, and you know, when you get one of those Joker cards and you kind of see between the lines of how poker works and how this game works. And yes, obviously things are randomized, but when things start to come together and it just sings and you are in that flow state and you are basically sort of playing the game at its own game. You know, like if I, for example, I have a card that means all of my hearts have double multipliers or something, it's like I can start plotting out my own little pathways through this game. And it has given me such immense joy. Like one of those moments where it's so satisfying just to get one over on a boss or to like get the next blind. It's so good. Like I only sat on airplanes and just like fist pumping. And I don't really think I have many moments like that from throughout this year, but Balatro gave me so many, and I imagine it gave so many to so many people too. And that is why, probably for me, and a lot of people who voted for it, Balatro is nominated to be Game of the Year at this year's Game Awards.
All right, we heard earlier about Final Fantasy information. I'm actually joined now by a couple cast members from Rebirth. I've got Max Middleman, the voice of Red 13, and Susie Young, the voice of Yuffie. Now, I've got a challenge for you two. You guys up for this?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to get you both blindfolded. We've got my assistant, Pit Crew Jake here, is going to be handing you 5 controllers each. Okay. And you're going to have to identify them based on touch. The winner will get a fabulous prize that you can take into the show and do whatever you like with. So, we will start with you, Max. I'll go ahead and take this. Thank you. We'll get you blindfolded here. Here we go. All right. Now, you're going to have one official guess for each controller, so make sure you are confident before you answer, all right? Okay, here we go. We're going to start with Max. Let's bring out the first controller.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is I would say an OG Xbox controller.
That is absolutely correct. That's the Duke. That's 1 point. All right. Max. Excellent. We got another one coming.
What in the world? This is this feels like there's way too. This is involved. This is feels like one of those frozen ice packs here. But then this feels like I feel like I could play on it. This is wow. This is very difficult.
All right, I believe you're out of time on that one.
This is shooter. You can put it on your
that's a power glove. Sorry, next one up. Great. All right, everyone had one of these.
This is yeah. Oh yeah. This is
you got 5 seconds.
This is
I'm sorry, that's the Wu-Tang Clan controller for the PlayStation 1. Yep. All right, here's number 4.
And number 4.
At 1 point right now.
This is.
We've got 10 seconds for this one.
This feels like a guitar. This is a nope. Here goes the blindfold. Yeah, you just put that on. Yep. I'm not sure what this one is.
That's a Sega Minister light gun. And on your last one, Max, what is this?
Oh, this is a fidget cube.
Nope, that's your answer. I'm sorry. It's a.
Oh no, I know it. It's Game Shark. It's vibrator thing.
It's not that either. It's a Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack. You got 1 point on the board. You were close. You were very close with that. All right, you got 1 point on the board. Let's get Susie in here. All right, he's gonna get blindfolded. Okay, we'll swap you over here. All right, are you ready? All right, first controller, come on out. What is this? This is a classic.
Oh my God. Is this GameCube? No. Wait.
3 seconds.
N64?
That's correct. That's 1 point for Susie. Let's bring out controller 2. Controller 2's coming out. All right, you got 10 seconds
person. Usually it's in that hotel lobby, but not this year. We've got a fancy stage.
Yes, this year we are very honored to present the GameSpot Game of the Year Award 2024 to Metaphor ReFantasio. Here you are.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
fans that you want to give to fans?
皆さんに何かのコメントありますでしょうか。いやー素敵な賞をもらって本当にありがとうございます。ゲームスポットさんのレビュー記事も読ませていただきましたし、本当に嬉しいです。So thank you so much for the award. Thank you all your fans for liking our game, and we checked out your review of our game beforehand, and thank you very much for writing it too.
It's a very good game. It's a very good game.
すごくいいゲームですよ。
Yeah. We're told that you have something that you want to show us.
なんかそういうジェームさんなんか書いてきたんじゃないですか。
そうなんですよ。飛行機の中で賞をいただけるっていうんで、ゲームスポットさんにですね、今日メタファーの主人公を書いてきたんですよ。
Oh my God!
On the way over here on the plane, we heard that you were going to be writing. We're going to getting an award, so we drew a picture of the main character and
That is
Gallica.
so cool. That's incredible. And did this on a plane. Like that is a level of talent that I'll never have.
すっごい本当に能力ですよね。飛行機で書くなんて。
後で
So what we have now is Sojima-san so talented. He's casually adding to this piece
Live
of
on
artwork.
stage.
If I tried to do this, you would get just the worst stickman possible. So the fact that this is being drawn live on stage is pretty crazy. What's it been like to see such an amazing response to aspects of the game, like the artwork and also the music and also the themes and storytelling? What's it been like to see that land so well with people?
ゲームのアートや、音楽とかストーリーにすごい今反応が良くて、どういう気持ちになっていますですか？皆さん愛されてよかったですか？本当に良かった。本当に良かったです。この後はプレイヤーの皆さんがどんな風に遊んでもらえるのかとか楽しんでもらえるのかはプレイヤーの皆さん次第で僕らなんか見守ることしかできないんですけど、今のところ楽しんでくれてる方が多いようで本当に嬉しく思ってます。We're really just so thankful that everybody really likes our game. From here on out, there's nothing we can do. It's all up to you to see how you guys play the game and how you enjoy it. So we hope that everybody tries all sorts of things and enjoys the game through to the end. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Sojima-san, Hashina-san, Gavin. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Best of luck tonight.
Good luck. Yes.
Good luck.
今日も頑張ってくださいねっていう感じで。ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, now over to Dan.
Thanks, Lucy. I've got Jeff Groove back over here again. Groove, how's the show going for you so far?
So far, so good. Got to talk to a lot of great people. Absolutely. I'm very excited to be here right now.
That's right. All the stars are here. One star that is not here, I couldn't help but notice, is the star of the Like a Dragon series, Samoa Joe.
Of course he's not here. He's not a real gamer.
No, he likes to act like he is, but he's not. That's right, Samoa Joe. We're calling you out.
We're calling you out, Samoa Joe.
Yes. What's he going to do? I think this next segment we're going to do is going to work great based on how dress rehearsal went. We've got some folks coming over here, speaking of Like a Dragon, and this situation's looking great, right?
Oh, absolutely. And there will be zero technical issues. Although if there are, we do have professionals on the scene to put out any fires.
You're
any
a car guy.
issues.
You understand cars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
All the cars are
All
here.
the cars are here. All right. We have our guests right here. That's right. We are joined right now by Hiroyuki Sakamoto and Gavin Green from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is up for Best Narrative and Best RPG tonight here at the Game Awards. The Like a Dragon series is known for its mini games, and one that we've seen a few times is Pocket Circuit. Now we've got you here in person, so I wanted to bring that mini game to life for you with a slot car race. Are you two up for competing in a slot car race?
Okay. I'm ready. All right, so you should be the yellow car, and I believe you are the silver truck. All right, we're racing to 10. You'll see the counters go right here.
One race to 10 is what we're going to do, and then we'll determine the winner. The winner will get a fabulous prize. Now, okay, we've already picked the vehicles. I think we're ready to go.
Yep,
ready?
all right, yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, looking great. We got the loop-to-loop. That's the most dangerous
Hold it
spot.
down,
Here
hold
we
it
go.
down.
Okay, truck seems to be going. Okay, tied 3 to 3, 4 to 4. This is neck and neck. This is looking fantastic.
Although right there, yellow car just crossed the line first. Still has a slight
Yellow
lead.
on the inside track. 7, okay. Yellow is ahead by 1.
It's It's anybody's game still.
It really is.
I can't believe no one's floating off the track yet. I mean, no, it's going as well as we thought it would.
Okay, at the yellow cross.
All right, here it is.
Wait, take over. Let's take over. Does it count? There we go. It's 10. We've got a winner.
Congratulations.
All right.
I think you both won.
Yes.
And you know what that means. Okay.
There you go. Congratulations. That's right. Yes. Thank you. Now, Infinite Wealth is up for awards tonight, but fans of the Like a Dragon series have more great stuff to look forward to soon. Tell us about what's next in the Like a Dragon series.
何が待っていらっしゃるんですかね、皆さん。
はい、来年の2月に、パイレートヤクザインハワイ、ライカドラゴンが発売されます。皆さん、期待しててください。
So next year in February, we're releasing Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, so we hope everybody is looking forward to it.
I'm sorry you had to work with Samoa Joe.
サモア・ジョーと一緒に仕事してごめんね。
いやいやいや、私もプロレス大好きなんで。
So he's a big fan of pro wrestling, so
Oh,
he was happy
excellent.
to.
I've noticed throughout the Yakuza and Like a Dragon series, Okada and New Japan Stars and everything, that's been fantastic. So look forward to more.
がいっぱいあって岡田さんもあったんですね。
Yes.
We hope everybody likes our collaboration and gets really excited about it.
Excellent.
All right, are we going to have slot car races in there?
こういうのもありますか？
ポケットサーキットはすごく人気のゲームが入ってます。
So yeah, Pocket Circuit. Oh, sorry. Slot car races are super popular, so they will definitely be in the game.
Did you consider maybe doing like slot boat races since you guys are going to have pirate ships?
パイレーツなのにスロットポケットボート船もやるんですか？
それはないんだけど、こうなんでしょう、海賊船で戦うようなそういうゲームもいっぱい入ってるので、ぜひ新作楽しみにしてください。
So we won't have it, but there is going to be a mini game where you're fighting in pirate ships. So we hope everybody's super pumped about that.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Congrats
guys.
on the win. And now we're going to send you back over to Lucy.
Enjoy the sandwich.
Enjoy.
Joining me now on stage, we've got Ryan Payton from the Batman Arkham Shadow team, which is nominated for Best VR Game. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and last year's winner of multiple awards, including Game of the Year, and nominated this year for community support, we have Sven Vinker from Larian. Welcome. I've got a bone to pick with you. What are you wearing? Where's the armor?
Oh no, it's like it's got silver, so the armor is melted.
It melted.
Yeah, I melted it.
Are you going to put it on display somewhere?
It was too heavy.
That's fair. Actually, I did see you walk. Well, I saw you last year, and you were struggling a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's in the office, and like somebody put a lot of care in putting it there, so I don't dare touch it anymore.
Yeah, you can hear you coming. You're like a cat with a little bit.
It's true.
You both obviously travelled a long way to be here. How are you feeling? You're excited for the show?
Absolutely, yeah. We're really honored to be here and representing, I think, a really strong category this year with Best VR Game. Like, so many good VR titles and MR titles coming out this year. And so, yeah, we're just really happy to be here.
Yeah. I mean, for you, last year, obviously, so many awards for Baldur's Gate 3. What an incredible release, incredible, like ongoing support. You got Patch 8 coming. What does it feel like to kind of be in the final stretches of that game and moving on to the next one?
Oh well, I already moved on, so it's
Emotionally.
it's really a team of heroes that's still working on it and supporting it, which is not the easiest thing in the universe because you see everybody around you are working on the next shiny thing. So they did really well. So I'm really happy for them that they're nominated.
Yeah, and I mean, it is, as always, strong categories for everyone. What have you both been playing this year? What are you, not your favorites for awards tonight, but I am interested. I always love hearing what developers are actually playing.
You want to go first?
I'll go first because I'm going to be really quick with it. I played virtually nothing except Batman Arkham Shadow this entire year. The game came in really hot, but I did actually just spend some time playing what the competition was going to be. Like, as I mentioned, a really strong year, so I was just focusing on shipping and then just seeing and playing Asgard's Wrath 2, which is up for nomination, and Metro Awakening is a really fantastic game. So I was in work mode all this year, and I continue to be. I mean, we're still updating the game, and so I'm just keep playing Batman Arkham Shadow. But I'm hoping you have like other titles other than that I was able to offer. It's been a very focused year for me.
Mine is very, very unique. It's Balatro. I've been playing a lot of Balatro.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
I've been in the same mode as you are. But Balatro has really been the game I play a lot.
Yeah, no, because it's also, I mean, it came to mobile and it was the worst thing that could have happened to me in my productivity. But at least it stops me doom scrolling, I guess. I just play Balatro.
Lucy, I heard a rumor that it's pronounced Balatro.
Yes.
Really? Is this true?
Yes. So, it was with
Troy
Ben.
Baker tipped me up on this last night.
Ben Starr tipped me up on it on Tuesday, and it blew my mind. And I'm upset.
It's impossible.
I don't know. I sent Luke from your team a voice note. I said, "Did you know it's called Balatro?" And he
segment. I think the guests can play as a team here, so you can all work together, try to figure this one out. All right. And we have some Nintendo questions for you. You know, everyone knows Nintendo, right? Okay, all right. So this first one here, let's go with this first one. Roy from Fire Emblem. You know Roy. Roy's our boy. Maybe you've heard that phrase. Maybe not, but it looks at your faces. Okay. So I was going to ask you, obviously comes from a Fire Emblem game in Japan. Not the case internationally. So, in what 2001 video
so many cinematics in the quest, you'll want to look your very best.
Okay, excellent. Now, Zach, most of these segments I've been doing have been kind of like game show things, trivia, prizes, and stuff like that. I just feel bad that I did a straightforward interview with you and you didn't get a chance to win anything. So I'm just going to give you a prize anyway. Is that okay?
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, great.
Oh no.
Congratulations on the prize, Zach.
Wow,
Congrats. Bring it back to the
so
team.
much.
Cherish
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's very expensive.
Okay.
These cost $155
I
each.
might need someone to help me carry
Yeah,
it
here,
out
I'll
of
grab
here.
this and
Okay,
then
yeah.
you're good to go.
Okay,
All right.
thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Make sure you stay tuned into the Game Awards to hear when Warframe 1999
realized actually we have a smile on our face every couple of weeks when we review the game together. We have a lot of laughters, and I suppose that just transpired through the game. So it feels good, and like you said, particularly in this world, I think it's really nice to have a bubble of kind of fun, colorful stuff that every family and gamer can enjoy. So that's what we try to do, and we're really pleased with
Billy, coming up with that multi-layered complexity approach must be very nerve-wracking, knowing that there's a lot of people who may not see it all. What was that like, and how has it been seeing people and fans get it and dig into it and find those hidden layers and play the game over and over again and connect with it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. The way I was sort of thinking about it while development was, I was kind of making the game for like 4 different types of people, and I almost like related to all of them, like almost me at different ages throughout my life. So there's like the satisfying, like kind of accessible puzzle platformer that I would have probably played as a kid, and then as like a teenager, I would have got into more of the hidden puzzles that are for more completionists, and then I'm thinking of myself in college and I'm learning like computer science, and that's like some of those like deeper puzzles that like really require like a lot of collaboration and extra effort to solve. So I wanted the game to kind of appeal to a broad selection, and I was totally okay with people opting out like after you kind of get off the bus after the first layer, and that's okay, or the second, and I'm just happy people are enjoying it.
Yeah, people definitely are digging it, and same goes for your game, Adrian Never. It's a stunning game for many, many reasons, but what really stuck with me was the progression of the relationship between Neva and Alba. Why was that so important to your game, and what has the response to it been like?
Yeah, well, for us that's the main thing, no? We want to develop games that have something else, that has a meaning. And what happened basically was that Conrad had a kid just when we were finishing Greece, and we wanted to somehow explain how is the relationship and how it changed as you grow and as your kids grow. So that was the main thing of the game. We wanted to really trying to transmit that, and also trying to transmit it to people that doesn't have kids. So maybe that's why we went for a wolf kind of pet. So a lot of people can relate even that they don't have kids. So yeah, that was the main thing that we wanted to explore.
And did you get the responses that you wanted?
Yeah, it has been really, really amazing. Every day we receive emails of people that relate to sometimes their pets, sometimes their families, and it has been amazing, to be honest. We cannot complain at all.
Munir, you've achieved something brilliant as well this year, as have all the panelists here. You brought back Prince of Persia in spectacular fashion. It must have been a bit of a headache having such intricate platforming and combat mechanics and then adding time-based abilities to it. Did it feel good to see people pushing those systems to the limit with combos and such after release?
Yes, of course. It was really cool to see them exploiting all those mechanics, mixing them, and that was part of the challenge, because we wanted to be sure that each time we were adding a mechanic, it could be exploited into the different parts of the gameplay, in combat, puzzle, exploration. So seeing the people making things that we are not able to achieve, this is always super cool to witness.
Yeah, we've got a group of people here that are perfect to kind of look at the genre right now. It's been a really big year for games with running and jumping. So I'm kind of interested as kind of like the games that really stood out in that genre, where each of you feel like the genre is these days. It seems to ebb and flow in popularity. Where do you guys see it right now? And you come from different perspectives, and what do you feel about the genre right now?
I think it's evergreen, I would say. It's something that probably we grew up with, all consoles or something. Then you went to 2D, 3D, they're all kind of like applicable formats, and I feel like, it's like an evergreen thing that you can always enjoy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a way of moving around in a world, which is kind of just a pretty basic assumption, and then you can build kind of like infinite things on top of that. So there's still so many different art directions to explore and different types of worlds, outside of just fantasy and sci-fi and stuff. There's still a ton.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think even though it seems that the platformers have been there for a long, long time, and it seems like there's not gonna be any new thing. Every year there's a lot of new platformers showing us that there is still things to do. And as you say, I think it's just a way of navigating and a way of interacting, but you can still explain a lot of stories, a lot of things in a game with a platforming mechanic.
Honestly, same thing. Yeah, same thing. They say everything. So yes, I think there's a lot of room for new ideas, new experience. We are just at the beginning of new things. It's really a matter of trying to and push ourselves in making something valuable for our players, because there's a lot of games and you have to capture their attention. So
it feels like these days, games like this, platforming games, people would make them and put it out there and then hope that people like them, whereas the connection between developers and the audience is much closer these days. How much does that kind of knowing that you will have a very close connection to your audience factor in when you're designing the games?
I think, yeah. I mean, in our case, we very much imagine what it's like, for somebody to either it's a veteran player trying to recapture like emotions from, from this the thrill of jumping and getting those perfect jumps, or it is the magic, the stars in your eyes you have when you're a little kid and you kind of interact for the first time and you realize that you have power over that magic world. So I think just imagining what it's like, putting yourself in the shoes of the players. I was gonna say consumers. They're more than consumers. The players. It's like that's one way to just like design the game for us. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's amazing. There really isn't like any barrier at all between like me and the players of Animal Well. Like I'm in the Discord with them. I see what they're talking about. I can go post on Reddit. Like they're like just completely accessible to me, and I can kind of watch it all develop, and I'll just like answer questions. So yeah, it's a totally different world than like I grew up in, and like there was kind of this barrier between myself and the people making the games, and it was kind of like a black box. But I do have to kind of, for a game that's like about secrets, I almost have to intentionally put my guard up a little bit, but I still want to be accessible.
I'm so sorry. We have to kick it over to the next segment. I feel terrible. I will get your answers after this. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. My sincere thanks to all of you for joining me to chat. Best of luck to all of you today.
Thank you.
At the awards. We're going to kick it over to Jeff Grubb now.
We're still out here having a good time, standing in front of a whole rampaging river of gamers trying to get into the Game Awards. But we're out here. All the stars are here, including Jake Baldino and Ben Starr. Jake, how's it going?
Hey, do I grab this? Do I grab it from you? Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Jeff. Things are great. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. The energy's really good this year, and you guys are crushing it. It's been really cool to watch this.
Yeah. Ben Starr, who's an expert on RPG games, I turned to you for insight. Remember last year you mentioned, maybe it was the year before, that Octopath Traveler 2 was your favorite game of the year. Do you have a sleeper RPG hit that you're pulling for this year?
I don't have a sleeper RPG hit, but I'm really rooting for Crow Country. I'm just listening for the awards, but I absolutely love that. I'm in my survival horror era right now, loving Silent Hill 2, and Crow Country is a fantastic kind of like throwback to old school survival horror.
Absolutely. Jake, you're a creator. You come here to the show. You like come here like hoping to like see, I'm going to see a bunch of cool games to talk about, or you try to do something on the show floor when you're out there, like when the show's happening. What are you hoping to get out of the Game Awards?
I'm just here for the vibes, hanging out, but also, just I want to see new things announced, and I want to be excited about buying things.
I love buying things. How about you, Ben? You like buying things?
Just give me stuff to buy. I have a lot of money to spend.
Speaking of which, where'd you get the cummerbund?
I stole it from a pirate, and I thought people have told me I look very pirate themed, and I'm taking it. I was kind of pirate themed mixed with kind of like a 70s pimp, and I'm taking it.
That's beautiful. All right, we got to get Sean in here to play Are You Smarter Than a Games Journalist? You boys ready? All right, Sean, take it away.
Let's do this, guys. All right, first question here for the two of you. What is the PlayStation 1's best-selling game? We'll go with you first, Jake.
Oh, no. Gran Turismo.
Okay, Ben, what do you think?
I was going to say Gran Turismo 2.
Jeff?
I believe it is Gran Turismo 1.
It's Gran Turismo 1. Sorry about that one, Ben. But maybe you'll have a chance to redeem yourself
Good
here.
One, boys.
Or make yourself look like a total fool, because I believe everyone on this panel is very familiar with one Timur Hussein, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Who? Sorry.
I snuck this one in here for Tam. Guys, tell me, Jake first, what fictional city does Bloodborne take place in?
Yarnum?
It is Yarnum.
Yeah, I think that's Yarnum.
Well, you see, it sounds best when Ben says it, but it is in fact Yarnum. Very good, guys.
Excellent. All right, that's going to do it. So wait, you have to believe that you actually came out. You tied with me.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
congratulations,
you two tied.
Midstar. You're the best loser.
Thank you. I took a punt on 2, and I think I should also get an award for just trying really hard to be different.
You get points for guts there.
All right, we're going to send this back over to Dan. See you guys soon.
Thanks, group. I'm here with Matthew Lewis, who you will all recognize from the Harry Potter series, and I've got a little challenge for you. Are you ready?
No, I'm really nervous actually, but we'll see.
I think you're going to do great. All right, here's what we're going to do. As you know, there have been 10 previous Game Awards ceremonies, meaning 10 games have been awarded Game of the Year.
Right.
And you'll see this giant board next to you. You've got the 10 winners there, presented in no particular order over here. And over here, you'll see 10 slots representing the years that they won Game of the Year. You can probably guess what the challenge is by this point.
Got an idea?
I'll give you, let's say, 90 seconds to put, we don't have a clock, we'll just say it's 90 seconds. And you'll just move things into the right spaces. If you get at least 5 of them correct, you win the grand prize.
Oh, wow, okay, that's not too much, but 5 is okay. I think I can do 5.
That's at 50%, that's great. All right, are you ready?
Sure, yeah. All right.
Go.
Okay. Well, this was definitely last year. I know that. Put that on there.
Baldur's Gate 2023 is correct. That's 1.
I think The Witcher was coming up on 10 years ago. I'm going to say 2015.
That is 2 for 2. You are correct.
Which means that... Oh, I don't know what came before. Oh, Dragon Age probably came before that, right? That's older than The Witcher 3, I think. Oh, is it? I'm going to do it anyways. It's 2014?
3 for 3. You're
oh, come on.
100.
All right, It Takes Two. I played that with my wife.
You got 1 minute.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna, last year was that yeah 2022?
That is incorrect.
Oh man.
Clock's ticking. Did you get 2 more?
Okay, well, Last of Us was 2020.
That's correct.
Okay.
You got 4.
Okay. Oh, then Elden Ring was 20. Oh no, that means that. Oh, was Elden Ring last year? Can I swap this one?
30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's swapping.
So that's there.
All right.
And therefore,
fast and loose.
Elden Ring must be 2022.
That is correct.
Yes. Okay. And then before the God of War is 2018.
That's correct. You're just getting bonus points at this point. You got it.
And then these 2, I'm going to go with. I've not played either of these 2, so. How's that?
Congrats, you win the grand prize. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Matthew. It's all for you. You can share it if you want to. There's no rule against it. We'll take this for
Thank you so
enjoy
much.
the Game Awards.
I'll enjoy this. Thank you.
Yes, and congrats. You did great. Yes. All right, let's go back to the stage.
With me on stage, I have Johan, Matt, Alison, and Oliver. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to start with Johan. Making games, multiplayer games that keep a community engaged is very, very tricky at the best of times, but these days the bar is so high to clear. Helldivers 2 definitely managed it. What do you think really resonated with people, and was it what you thought would land with players?
Yeah, I think so. I think we managed to get the right components in place at the right time. And primarily, our commitment to just doing PvE, coupled with the role-playing aspect of being a henchman of a totalitarian regime, I think that resonated really well with the community, especially in political times.
Why? I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. and people, I think they want to just take the piss out of it.
Yes.
And have a good time. So, and one of the objectives that we had with Helldivers was that if I go to Tokyo and I meet somebody that plays Helldivers, I know we're on the same team.
Right. That's a good way to approach it. Matt, you're on a panel with a bunch of massive multiplayer games, games as a service type games, but your game is Little Kitty Big City, inspired by a similar kind of obsession and joy with a game. Obviously, that's one of the upsides of having a game involving cats. What is it about cats that really works within video games and attracted you to the idea of adventuring as a feline?
Attracted me to the idea that I think just the fact that, I mean, cats are so independent and they're so easily distracted by all sorts of things, right? I mean, it fit really well with the kind of game that I wanted to make, which was, you know, a little open world game that had a main objective, but just was filled with all sorts of little things that people could get distracted by and have fun with. It was a perfect combination. Plus, I mean, cats are pretty amazing, I think, just in general. I don't know. I mean, if I've ever met somebody who just hated cats, right? I mean, I just know they're a bad person right off the bat. So
they're the backbone of the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the internet wouldn't be what it is without cats. I think.
Whenever I played it, my cats would sit and watch, which was amazing for me. They finally sit still for a little
mentioned. What's resonating with them, and how can we build on that story?
Yeah, it definitely worked. Oliver, there was a time when Warhammer would be considered a niche. But it feels like that is no longer the case, and games like yours have been a big part of that with Space Marine 2. So how does it feel to be a crucial part of bringing new people into the world of Warhammer?
It's a real privilege. It's a universe that I've loved since being a child. I grew up in Nottingham, where the headquarters is. I played the tabletop game, and one thing our team really wanted to do with this game is to try and share that experience and open it up to a whole new audience of people. And I've received emails from people who have never had any interest and have suddenly found themselves watching YouTube videos till 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's a great privilege.
That is me. Like I went into Warhammer. I still don't know where I am. I different corners scare me, but I'm just watching those lore videos because I love it. One of the commonalities between everyone is like the sense of community that has kind of come up around each of your games, which is quite surprising given where we are in the world. Like we've been disconnected for quite a long time. How has it been to have that connection with a community so deeply? Obviously, it can be a double-edged sword, but like, what has your experience been like?
I think one of the most interesting and exciting aspects of making games is seeing it in the hands of fans. And the communication, I mean, previously in the games industry, we used to have a lot of one-way communication because we're afraid of what the community might say if we actually have a dialogue. Right. But I really think, I mean, making games is a risky business, and I think that we need to take the risks of actually communicating with our fans, actually meeting them where they're at, and listening to what they mean, not in the way that they say it. And I think that's sort of the way to hack any sort of situation where there might be a lot of heated debate in the community.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm going to have to be the bad guy. That's all the time we have with this incredibly talented panel. Thank you so much. Good luck today. Thank you for joining us. Coming up next is Grub with the folks behind Frostpunk 2 and Indica.
And we're back out here. They're beginning to let people into the theater. Everyone's rushing in for one of the biggest nights in the year of video games. I am out here with Kuba Stokalski and Gabri Ellis-Mikovic. How are you two doing?
Very good. Excited.
Excited, anxious, like all of the above, but overall just super happy to be here.
Yeah, we were talking about it before. It really does feel like, man, such a big night, right?
100%. Like I think the Game Awards is really like the pinnacle of the year, you know, like the best of the best come here, and it's like such a fun celebration of gaming. So I love it.
Does it feel like, you know, after years of working on something, you get to come out here and be like, let your hair down a little bit and really celebrate yourselves? Come on.
To see a bit of light, right? Sun, and then people. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's the most shocking thing of all, right? Man, there's so many people for video games. Yeah, here we are. We are going to play Are You Smarter Than a Games Journalist? All right. Now, don't be nervous. I think everyone's been doing really well. I expect you two to do well as well. That means Sean McDowell, come on out.
Hello.
All right, Sean, take it away.
All right, so bit of a theme of the Game Awards, combining like TV and movies with the video games a little bit sometimes. So first question for you here. Who played Lara Croft in the 2001 movie Lara Croft Tomb Raider?
2001. Was it Angelina Jolie?
You're locking Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Alicia Vikander later.
Yeah,
so yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think they got it right?
I think they got it right.
And they did get it right. It was Angelina Jolie in that first movie. Very nice, very nice. Okay, this next one may be a little bit trickier. It's a little more recent. So in the Witcher series, you know, both the games and the Netflix show, Geralt carries two swords. One is for most enemies, one's for supernatural enemies, each made from these two metals, respectively. So what are the two different metals his swords are made of?
We are Polish, so you know.
Thought you might know this one, yeah.
So it's one is meteorite and the other one is silver, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I would have said steel and silver, but I'm from Ohio.
And this is when being Polish comes in, because in the books it's meteorite. So
it is? Okay, fantastic.
Okay, you know what? I guess they know more than I do, because at least in the games it's steel and silver. I'll give that to them. I assume you know what you're talking about better than I do. So.
And you were worried.
Bonus points there.
Question for us.
Bonus points there for you. Yeah, there
Absolutely.
you go.
Congratulations on getting nominated. Good luck to you both tonight. Really pulling for you. We're going to let you guys get into the theater right now, and we're going to send it over to something special about Shadow of the Erd Tree.
The best way to describe Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree is to call it From Software's Victory Lap.
They're a studio known for making amazing DLCs. You only have to look at Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 to see that much is true. However, I don't think we were ready for the sheer scope and scale of what Erdtree ended up being. For many, it is pretty much a sequel to Elden Ring, except this time it doesn't have the stop and start nature of developing an open world game for the first time. From Software figured that out with the main game, but when they came to Erdtree, they knocked it out the park, and this is the best part of Elden Ring.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death.
This is Elden Ring at its finest. Whether that's the difficulty, it's not that hard. Get better at it. The story, it's not that confusing. Read the notes. Or the exploration, just jump upwards. Just keep going upwards. You'll make your way there. Shadow of the Erdtree takes what From Software originally and elevates it. In many ways, it was the missing piece of the Elden Ring puzzle. Not only does it complete the map and tell the story of Mesmer the Impaler, the missing child of Marika, but it also brings in challenges that are fresh and exciting, as well as new gameplay elements such as abilities, weapons, and brings new and exciting longevity to what Elden Ring can be. Now, players that love spending time in the lands between can return and spend even more hours in there. Elden Ring was From Software's first attempt at an open world game, and it knocked it out of the park. With Shadow of the Erdtree, it now is one of the greatest games of all time, and very much deserving of a Game of the Year nomination.
Alright, Jeff Grubb and Turbo Sean have mysteriously gone missing, so the trivia duties have gone over to me. I'll see if I can do this alright. I think I can handle it. We got Brittany Johnson here, and we've got Bricky. How are you two doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing great. We got some trivia stuff. We've got some competitions. We have prizes at hand and everything. So I'm just going to ask a couple questions to you here. The first one is, which 2014 survival horror game cleverly used players' microphones to let its primary enemies hear you scream? You'll both get an answer.
Do you have yours?
Go first.
Alien Isolation?
Predator.
The answer is... Dan's going. There we go. Hope it's not on there. This is Jeff Grubb's question.
I mean, I know this. I was too scared to play it.
I'm thinking Manhunt, but that's not that. I don't have the answer on the screen. This is Grubb's question. We'll say it was Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation sounds... Okay, it was Alien Isolation. Excellent. Congrats. All right, that's 1 point on the board. This is going exactly as we planned in dress rehearsal. Okay. Which video game mascot could be seen in 90s TV commercials standing outside of Nintendo of America, taunting them with, "Hey, Plumber Boy, Mustache Man, your worst nightmare has arrived"? I also know the answers now.
Bowser?
I was going to go Bowser, yeah.
It is not Bowser. I'm sorry. It is Crash Bandicoot. But...
Mustache Boy?
Yes, I think it's taunting Mario.
Boy.
Now, we do have a consolation prize. So you didn't win the grand prize, but you guys can share this as a consolation prize. It's not Crash Bandicoot. It's better. Enjoy. Congrats. It's your consolation prize. You can split it right down the middle if you like. You get 3 feet each. It's... You decide. You can share it with whoever you want. Brittany, Bricky, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's go back to the stage.
Joining me on the main stage now, we have Daniel Marks, CEO of Osmotic Studios, makers of Games for Impact nominee Closer the Distance, and Natalie Gann and Remy Sue of 1000 Times Resist. Welcome to the countdown for the Game Awards. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oi, peraí. Olá.
Now tell me, when you were working on Closer the Distance, because it's a very
Alguém?
profound story about loss and grief, and what made you decide that the life simulation style of game was the best way for you to tell this story?
To be honest, the life
simulation part of the game was first.
Oh,
We
okay.
wanted to make a live simulation.
Wow.
Because we felt that was the best way to tell a story about being kind of a guardian angel, you know?
Yeah.
And then we really came to the conclusion that it may sound a bit weird, but that someone had to die for that.
Sure.
You know? Because and that way you could tell an emotional story that would really
Yeah. Resonate with people.
resonate with
Yeah.
people, you know, and that's where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, there were people in this game saying that they just felt it was such a true depiction of grief, so much so that they like had to stop playing because it was very, very real. So, can you tell me a little bit about your own experience that led to the creation of this really touching story?
I think most of the credits due are actually to our writer.
Yeah.
Because our writer has a personal connection to the topic of grief. I can't say more here, but he has. And it was very important to him. He figured out very early he wanted to tell a story like of this village, but also especially of every one of the characters. Like everyone has a very individual and different response. Like all the characters can show a different phase of this tragedy and how to react to loss.
Yeah,
basically. And
absolutely.
That was our vision and his vision, basically.
Yeah, I mean, people mourn in very different ways.
Exactly.
So by having this whole town that you're following, you really do get a chance to illustrate that. And I think Thousand Times Resist. I think there is a little bit of a parallel here in that it's a perhaps unconventional way to tell a story. Because when I started playing Thousand Times Resist, which I love, I felt like, oh, could this just be a visual novel? And then as the story started to unfold and we were following this mystery, it became very clear to me why it was a video game that kind of combines all these genres. So did you start with the story? Did you start with the gameplay? Tell me how you arrived at what we ultimately got.
I think it was really nebulous. Like, we're so narrative focused, and so like the writers are almost always around, kind of shooting ideas back and forth. But we kind of tie that into design as much as possible. So it's really kind of a soupy thing for a long time, and then it starts to coalesce, and like we put more writing in there, and then we try to design around that writing, and then vice versa until we kind of get to a place where we feel like we're communicating the affect or the kind of emotion that we wanted to convey.
Yeah. And Natalie, you have a theater background, is that correct? So how did that play into narrative directing this game?
Yeah. My background's in dance and movement. But I work with a lot of theater artists. And I make what I would call dance theater. I think that we often talk about how our experience in the performing arts really this is just an extrapolation. Like video writing and making video game is just an extension of our practices. For me, I actually feel like the learning curve was very steep. I felt like there were lots of things that didn't translate, particularly because and Remy's a composer. We work in abstract mediums, and so for me, storytelling and world building, it happens in a very non-linear, a very rhizomatous, and a very slippery way. Whereas that's not actually what the writing room was like. Like we really needed to hit beats and land, and dialogue has to convey, and it has to convey succinctly and specifically. And so it's I actually found that my poetry background was just as effective in kind of bringing forth the story and helping write the text that comes through from 1000 Times Resist.
And Daniel, I feel like you must have come up against some of that as well, with the fact that you are telling a story, but you're switching perspectives quite a lot. So was there a lot to juggle in terms of like knowing where the story was going, but also giving it time to breathe with the individuals we're following?
The story making the story come to life was a very complex process, and this was very iterative. And actually, like was said before, it was very nebulous and trying out things because at the same time we didn't know what would actually work in the game, like processes that take time, like decided to have one of the characters, like a quote-unquote main character, Connie, the sister of Angela, to have that major arc, and then all these little stories that tie into this. Like she kickstarts the other narratives basically, and then they conclude, and then her story concludes. So her arc was there first, and then we tied in with all these little stories for the individual characters basically. And we tried out a lot until stuff stuck basically and worked.
In Thousand Times Resist as well, like we're following primarily one character for the beginning part of the game. However, she's really playing around in the memories of another character, and I think that the way that you portray memory and the flashes of it and how it's unreliable was really well executed. Can you talk a little more about, exploring the sense of the unreliable narrator, shall we say?
I don't know. That's a beautiful question. I think that it helped a little bit that we were writing, that there were a couple of us writing.
Yes.
And so I think in that way we could also get different tones, different perspectives. We would, I think in the writer's room we also maybe had different interpretations or ideas of how the character might remember something or convey something, and so I think that was useful. I would also say, let's see, an unreliable, I think it also, again, was iterative along the way. Sometimes we go back and revisit things that we had already written and know more about them. Now that we knew much more, years later, we knew much more about the journey she had been on, and sometimes perhaps what we thought was true was no longer true. And so our own memories, actually, and our own experience leaning into these characters and getting to know their backstory and why they do the things they do, I think that actually helped us grapple with the fact that, they're just as flawed as we are, we're just as flawed as they are.
Absolutely. I mean, that does lead really well into my next question is, Remy, we're following a character or a group of characters who basically revere this person who we're kind of finding out was just a regular teenage girl. Can you talk a little bit about the conception of Iris and her becoming the All-Mother?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was also a little bit improvisatory based on our kind of writing process. We liked the idea or the concept that you could form an entire science fiction society around one person that was just a normal person. And then we didn't really have a thought about who Iris actually was until we started writing into her. And we kind of discovered that it was really fun for us to actually make Iris, not actually a very flawed character. And then putting a lot of our kind of own, for lack of a better word, rage into Iris to kind of have that kind of come through her, I think was a nice discovery for us, like to kind of have that grounding.
Yeah, that teen rage and the sort of generational trauma, which I think is, we're talking about two games here that are very, very narrative driven and ultimately about people and how, people are messy.
So messy.
That was the number one. We always okay, we got to make sure these people are messy.
Totally. We at some point early we decided we need to tell the story from the people's perspective, not like just about Connie or something, but about the entire village as a whole, and that you can't control everything there. So it is messy. It is messy. It is a messy game, and sometimes, it's sometimes that resonates with people, but sometimes it's a bit frustrating because you cannot control everything. And
absolutely.
That's what we try to find in the game. Basically.
I mean, it takes a village to make a game, and congratulations on the nomination once again, Daniel. Really rooting for you today, and Natalie, Remy, thank you so much for joining us here. Now we're going to take a look at the final Game of the Year nominee at this year's Game Awards, Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth is a polarizing game. I thought the combat was weak at first, but you know what? I was wrong. Had to get good. Combat is the star of the game. Combat starts cooking when I leveled up my skill tree, which really opened up the game. These new skills added dimensionality to my strategies. Suddenly, I felt powerful, and this made the game fun. After unlocking much of the skill tree, strategy of
light attack, light attack, light attack, light attack.
heavy attack. But now I was switching stances, using multiple spells, transforming, all of which made a huge impact. They expanded my approach to combat, making interactions much more dynamic. And because these skills have their own strengths and weaknesses, they tested my situation awareness on when to apply them. Take, for instance, the stance mechanic. 3 stances: smash, pillar, and thrust stance. I think most people, myself included, relied on the default stance, the smash stance. It's so powerful. 1 hit, boom, chunk of damage. But switching stances made combat way more satisfying. To give you an example of the stances, for pillar, it was like a defense. It allowed me to avoid horizontal attacks. For thrust stance, it was like a long-range attack that helped me get crit chance and build resources. And as for the smash stance, damn, it's short range, but powerful as hell. Stances are just part of the toolkit. It's a robust amount of tools to use. The game promotes you to synergize, and that creates player expression. Respecking my skill points was free, so I had multiple builds that I used depending on the boss. Spellbinder build. This did intense damage, but it did sacrifice my ability to use resources like spells and transformations and vessels. I had a parry build when dodging was hard, and smash stance builds that required me to run constantly, but I got a hella big buff. It's a fun game. After 90 hours, plus, NG++, I had pulled myself off the game. Combat aside, the story was sucked me in. So much so that it inspired me to read Journey to the West. So now that I got good, it's no wonder that Black Myth Wukong is a nominee for Game of the Year.
One of our favorite games of the year was Astrobot, and it is up for 7 awards tonight at the Game Awards. Astrobot will be the theme for this next challenge, and I am joined by Alana Pierce and the Michaels from the Warp Zone. We've got Davis and Schroeder.
Yes.
I was told right before we went live that you were special friends of the Fandom Corporation. What the hell does that mean?
Just that we have a long history with them, and it sounds weirder when you call it.
It does sound weird. Yes.
We're just like tight boys and girls.
All right, we've got the shady side of the operation here. Alana, are you ready for the challenge? You'll be first up.
It's my game of the year, actually, Astrobot. So
okay, excellent. Well, so we have 5 characters here. You know, there are over 300 bots to rescue in Astrobot, many of them based on famous PlayStation characters. So I'm going to present each of you with 5 bots, and you will be tasked with telling me either the name of the character or the franchise they are from. Okay. Whoever answers the most correctly will win a fabulous prize. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna go. First one. You might be familiar with this one. Atreus. Okay. Oh no, it's her. Oh, it's her.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with Atreus, God of War. But I do feel like they got the kind of, they got the sort of, I worked there, you know, I knew. My criticism is I feel like his material's all wrong.
I mean, take this up with Sony. That was their design. This was their design. I didn't make this. All right, next up.
Oh, that's one of the games I don't know that was out before I was alive. Because I got a lot of heat for that when I was streaming the game and I didn't recognize it. It's a platformer.
No.
Damn it.
No. Music?
It's got a weird name.
It does.
Oh, no, I don't know.
I guess it was music related.
Yeah, you guess. Jammer Lammy? Yes, we're all old. We know this. Excellent. It's Jammer Lammy. Yes, all right. We've got 3 more here. Who is this?
Thank you so much. I'm feeling like that's Raiden.
That is Raiden from the Metal Gear Solid series. There we go.
He looks hot even in bot form, you know?
There you go, yeah. All right.
Maybe even hotter.
All right, next up. This is another old guy one. Mike Minotti's screaming out there.
Was I alive when it came out?
Were you born after 1997?
Yeah, okay. No, I wasn't, so I was alive. I don't know.
That is from Jumping Flash. That is Robin, the robot rabbit. And finally, we've got this.
Suave Trader. Is that, what? It's not Wesker, but it's one of them types. You know what I mean? What's his name?
Sam. Oh.
Sam Porter Bridges.
It's character or franchise.
Yeah.
That's 1 point for the Michaels. Who is this?
You know, that's a second bot. I believe that is
He knows it.
Second Son.
There it is. I also knew it.
You don't remember Delson Rowe, the classic character name?
No, not Cole. I remember
Dude, that's right. Yes, it's not Cole. All right, next up, everyone's favorite character. Who's this?
Oh.
What is the name? Is that the one with the guy? That played
It is the one with the guy.
What is his name?
It is the one with the guy.
It's Days Gone.
He has a funny name, doesn't he? It's like
Deacon St. Duke or something. Deacon St. John. There we go. That's who it
You
is.
see why I'm not really even here?
I appreciate it.
You're holding the mic.
Oh,
That's really important.
this is honestly my favorite one.
Gosh.
Who is this?
Oh gosh. Unlucky Salary Man.
Okay.
It's just one thing.
This was my favorite one in all of Astrobot.
What? What do you?
Unlucky Salary Man. This is okay.
What's the game about the city falling apart? You gotta survive it. Is it that thing?
What? I don't
That's
know.
all
The
of
disaster
them.
game?
Problems in the city, yeah.
Is it No, it's Stanley.
You got 5 seconds.
Say whatever you think.
Stanley Parable.
I'm sorry, it's obviously Teneo from Incredible Crisis.
Is it a disaster game?
I mean, the city's kind of falling apart and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big teddy bear and stuff. And finally,
Yes, they're easy.
the last one here.
Oh, this guy doing the best with it. Is that Hanley Vidal? Who has a?
Come on.
No, actually, I don't.
It
Is that
came out a
what's
lot
his
more
face from?
recently than the 90s.
Oh, that's
Is it
true. That's
what-
why we don't.
Uncharted guy.
Oh, it's Sully. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Sully.
correct.
Yeah.
It is Victor Sully
That's not-
Sullivan.
That's not how I think of Sully.
Uncharted.
Where is his shirts?
I know, they tried.
He's a robot version. All right, I think technically the Michaels from the Warp Zone have won. You are right, though. That is a good point. There are 2 of them, and there is 1 of you. So you're all winners. Everybody's a winner. Let's give you some prizes. All right.
Oh my God.
Warp Zone, guys. Here's yours. Yep.
I don't want it.
And Alana, here you go. Thank you so much. Thanks. Enjoy the Game Awards. Have a great time. Yes. Enjoy. Thanks, everyone. Now let's take a look at the next entry in the Monster Hunter series.
Welcome back to the main stage here at GameSpot's Countdown to the Game Awards, where, as promised earlier, I am now joined by the one and only Jan Ochoa of Giant Bomb. Jan, thank you so much for coming out from behind the camera to talk about Monster Hunter with me.
Emma, I heard there was a jib on set. I needed to get up close and personal and to see this jib in person. And wow, look at that.
I know. It's professional.
I know, it's amazing. I love this.
We're used to being sort of, I would say, professional adjacent, and now here we are.
Yeah.
Full-blown professionals.
Yes.
You love to see it. Now, earlier in the show, we got a quick look at one of this year's nominees for most anticipated game, the next installment in the beloved Monster Hunter series, which, Jan, you actually went all the way to Osaka, Japan to get your hands on last month.
Yes. I was part of a small group of folk out that flew over to Osaka, Japan to visit Capcom's studio and be the first people outside of Capcom to play a big chunk of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Great.
And I had the time of my life.
I love that. For anybody who might not be familiar with the Monster Hunter franchise, can you give us a little primer on the series, on Monster Hunter Wilds?
Of course. Thankfully, Monster Hunter is in what you do is in the name of the game. You hunt big, gigantic monsters of various sizes, shapes, inspirations of real-life monsters. You collect parts to build a whole slew of different types of weapons and deck yourself out in different armor. And it's a great game to play with potentially 3 other friends, or you could roll solo, or perhaps team up with up to 4 people, or you and 3 other people.
You and 3 other people,
Yes.
assuming you have 3 friends.
Yes, well, I have you, so that's 2.
Great. There we go. We got a squad already.
There we go.
We can squad up with other people that Grub finds out in the street.
Yes.
You can force to play Monster Hunter with us. So taking a closer look at the gameplay here, Jan, one of the things that you mentioned stood out to you, and I think players at home are really keen to know more about, is the addition of the Sacrets.
Yes.
Those are your bird companions. They're kind of bird dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're like lizard birds.
Okay.
For folks that played Monster Hunter Rise, you may be familiar with the mount that you had. It was like a giant dog that you rode around.
Right.
Now, the Sacrets are an evolution of that system, but the Sacrets are amazing because if you need a little bit of a breather in the battle, you can summon your Sacred, jump on, and you can heal up. You can sharpen your weapon if you need to.
Sure.
And if the monster starts fleeing to a different zone hop on your sacred, and the sacred will take you to the monster. It'll follow the scent.
And now this is a slight variation for Monster Hunter, correct? Because typically you would have to completely withdraw from an engagement in order to take that moment to heal up, to sharpen your weapon. So with the sacreds, did that make your gameplay experience, your hunts, go faster?
Oh, totally. I stayed completely in the zone and was able to re-engage so much quicker than I normally would. Also, I just felt generally safer. If I needed to breathe, perhaps take a little phone break mid-battle, I could hop on the sacred and we'd be good to go.
Yeah, you got to check those blue sky updates.
Yes.
You know, they just keep rolling in real quick. Another feature that is new to Wilds is the addition of Focus, which allows you to move effectively to take down monsters by targeting their weak points, and they have hidden wounds that you can kind of dig into. So you can tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, so when you're focusing in on a monster, say perhaps you're like focusing on an arm or a leg, and you're doing a lot of damage, you hop into focus mode, and you are the weak points are highlighted, so you can do even more damage to them than you would normally just hitting the monster.
Right.
And if you're using focus mode, it's going to be a great way to harvest monster parts, so you can get more different craftables to build more weapons, to build more armor. And also, it was a great way to speed up the hunts as well, and just like continue to get more in there.
Yeah, it sounds like the barrier of getting from starting to getting into the game is faster.
100%.
Now, gaming mechanics aside, one of the big things here is that you got to face off against some really dope, previously unseen monsters. Did you have a particular favorite? Do you have a new lifelong nemesis?
Yes. I think we all share the fear of being scared of that one spider in our house. And Capcom decided to just supersize that here with the Lollaparina that we can see here on screen. A lot of the monsters that I'm used to fighting are either like very dragon adjacent, mammal adjacent. So now fighting an arachnid like with erratic styles of moves was a challenge. Also, you can see that has kind of like a flower bud on its backside, and it will shoot petals that will paralyze you. So even more to fear.
Oh, it's a long-range venomous spider.
Yes.
Now, the best part of all of this is you actually got to go, as you mentioned, to Capcom's office in Osaka and get some behind-the-scenes insight into how this game got made, including visiting the mocap stage. Now, were you surprised to find that your sweet little cat Palico friend was in fact a stunt performer?
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised to take a peek behind the curtain to see that a lot of the motion capture not just applies to our hunter characters with like a giant weapon, but also the monsters that we're fighting. We can see here that we have an actor acting actually as one of the monsters. Also, the same actor that acts as the monster also acts as our little Palico pal.
Right. Well, and you can see here too that, you know, you're seeing the motion and then it's immediately in the video game, and that's thanks to RE Engine, correct?
Yes, thanks to the RE Engine, the team is able to take the motion capture and almost immediately throw it into the game engine, and from there be able to make minute adjustments and kind of speed up the process overall.
Right, absolutely. And you also got to visit the Foley stage. So in addition to seeing how the monsters were brought to life by human beings' bodies, you also got
be hard to top what I've already seen because I just saw Vince Zampella holding a 6-foot sub sandwich, so the night may have peaked for me already. So.
Did the sub say Titanfall on it anyway?
I can't say it's a burger. Okay,
It actually said Battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We switched up. Yeah, I think I'm just looking forward to them surprising me. That's really nice. That it feels like tonight really could be a Game Awards where we get stuff that we never really expected could happen. I am looking forward to that. And even if it's not, I'm just happy a bunch of games I like are going to get recognized.
Yeah. I'm excited to potentially see the flute guy again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also music. I'm excited to see stuff from Metaphor, Free Fantasia. Soundtrack, I want to see it live, and I hope
This actually ties in really well because I was going to say I was really hoping that we get a chance to
Thank you,
see
everyone, for this giant sandwich that we've been handed. This is absurd.
This is a $155 sandwich.
I hit it with the microphone so you all hear how hard it is.
It smells very good.
It has to be mounted on a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Its mouth is this big.
Do you know how many people have asked me what the deal with the sandwich is?
I know.
And you said it's just a sandwich.
And I was like,
Congratulations.
don't worry.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's surprise.
If nothing else, we've left our impact here on the Game Awards by being the most talked about team to hand out a sandwich.
I feel like if you look in any direction in LA right now, you will see one of these sandwiches. It's big enough. It's like a monument right now.
Yeah, I wish we could get a drone shot. Like, you wouldn't see any of us, but
You're just the sandwich.
Yeah. The goal.
If we ever lose any of each other tonight, look to the sandwich.
Look to the sandwich. It shall come from the east.
I feel like the goal
Defy gravity.
the goal is to see like the Game Award chip shot, and it's like person silhouette, sandwich.
Sandwich with a wig, glasses.
Yeah. That would be so good.
Yeah, I will be very disappointed if I don't see a sandwich during the main Game Awards broadcast. That I think is my goal for tonight. Is to get the sandwiches. See a sandwich.
Should we do? All right, we got to wrap. Right, let's find out who is going to be winning those awards tonight. Let's throw it over to Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the Game Awards. Bye.
All the sandwiches.
Yoshi Hirabayashi and Takanoe. It's anybody's game still.
It really is.
I can't believe no one's floating off the track.
They are right. It is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Congrats, you win the grand prize. Yes, absolutely.
Princípio, proteção solar dermatológica.
What's up, everyone? I'm Sydney Goodman, and
Yay! Let's go!
we are counting down to the main event, our 10th anniversary show. But I promise you, we are more than a pre-show. We are the extension of a program so packed that we need to start it early. Tonight, we are coming to you live from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles to celebrate the best in gaming from the past year, with special performances from Snoop Dogg, 21 Pilots,
Woo!
surprise guests, and world premieres that will blow your mind, including Mafia: The Old Country, Borderlands 4, and more. In fact, I have one ready to reveal right now, and it's a very special one to kick off our 10th anniversary.
Totemo Games. Totemo Games. Such Kitty. I can buy the game kit and famous. Wait. Ninja Garden? Ninja Garden.
There it is, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound coming in summer 2025. It's the new title from .emu, the publisher behind Streets of Rage 4 and TMNT Shredder's Revenge. That announcement makes a killer segue into our first award category tonight, Best Fighting Game. Here,
Ooh.
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. The Game Award goes to look at that. Tekken 8.
Damn.
Thank you to all gaming community and Tekken community, and thank you to my development team and marketing team in all regions. And we will continue to update and improve Tekken 8. So stay tuned and don't ask me for. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. And now, a new kind of cozy game that is unlike anything you've played before.
Why do you make us a game? Amazing games. Eh? Ah. Oh my. Wait. One move away. Avoid big monsters. Big monsters make us strength. Take every card. Adjust to what you get. Sorry there.
That was the first look at the gameplay of Slay the Spire 2. I'm thrilled because there's a new Slay the Spire, but also terrified because I just got over my crushing addiction to Smash, so the cycle continues. Anyway, after the show, be sure to head over to TikTok and share your best gaming highlights from 2024 with hashtag gaming on TikTok. And now it's time for our next award, Best VR AR Game. And the nominees are Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening. The Game Award goes to Batman Arkham Shadow.
Damn. Nice.
I just want to accept this award on behalf of my colleagues at Camouflage. You guys did some of the best work of your careers, and I have a feeling that the best is yet to come. To the company we work for, Meta, has been a great place to work, and for Oculus Studios, all the support that you provided to us to help us get the game over the line, including our sister studio over at Sanzaro that developed the incredible Asgard's Wrath 2. That was a big, made this category very competitive this year. I also want to thank Warner Brothers and DC for entrusting that incredible Arkham franchise, allowing us to build a sequel to that incredible foundation that Rocksteady and Warner Brothers Montreal provided to us. And then lastly, to the amazing crew and cast to this game. Roger Craig Smith, Troy Baker, Elijah Wood, Tara Strong, Kari Payton. You guys crushed it. You guys are award-winning as far as we're concerned. Thank you for what you brought to our game.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Since 2018, the TGA Global Gaming Citizen Program has recognized individuals doing their part to better the world through games. This year's recipient makes games that protect nature and fight climate change. Here's the story of Laura Carter, CEO and founder of Trees Please Games.
I've worked in games for the best part of 20 years. PlayStation, Disney, Us2 Games, Square Enix. I loved working there. I loved working on such massive games, but I actually had a sense of guilt in parallel with my games career. I've always had a passion, or I actually don't like to call it a passion, I like to think of it more as a sort of a purpose, making a difference in the world.
Nice tree is healthy.
We're less than 20 years away from climate collapse, and for me that's incredibly scary, both for our future but for my children's future. It struck me that there was such an opportunity to use these games that were reaching hundreds of millions of people to create awareness about what's happening in the world. So when you play Longleaf Valley, you're restoring and saving a national park, and then as you're playing, you're actually collecting tree tokens to plant a real tree. Our players together have planted over 1.6 million trees now. It's amazing to know that together we are making a real difference.
Yeehaw!
Welcome back to the Game Awards opening act presented by State Farm. We're counting down to the big show with more world premieres and awards. In fact, the Game Awards brings so many different gaming communities together to celebrate. If you want to see everything State Farm is doing in gaming, head to their website right now at statefarm.com/gaming, because like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And now we have our next world premiere from the legendary creator of Deus Ex, Warren Spector. This is Thick as Thieves.
Immersive prayer in a living world. Why not?
Love it. Cannot wait to get that on my wish list. Okay, next up are our 3 esports categories. The first is Best Esports Game presented by Old Spice. And the nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. The Game Award goes to League of Legends. Next up, for Best Esports Athlete, the nominees are 3-3, Alexi B, Chuvi, Faker, Zywoo, and Kong Kong.
Deus,
The Game Award goes to
tá na hora de chegar,
Faker.
viu?
And finally, for Best Esports Team, the nominees are Billy Billy Gaming, Gen G, Navi, T1, and Team Liquid. The Game Award goes to T1. Congratulations to all the winners of our esports categories. All right, the Game Awards opening act presented by State Farm is moving forward as we reveal 2 more world premieres.
Ubisoft Global Accessibility Team, Yann, our families, friends, and of course you, the players. Thank you.
Congratulations. And now it's the next game from Pugstorm, the Swedish team behind the indie hit Core Keeper. Love it. And that is the perfect way to get into our next award, Best Family Game. Here are your nominees. Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. Wow, a lot of us are excited about Best Family Game. The Game Award goes to Astrobot.
Thank you so much. It's a massive honor for us to be getting the Family Game Award because something we've been working hard on for many, many years at Team Asobi. So first thing, I want to thank Team Asobi over in Japan, all 65 of you. Thank you so much. It's your heart and soul that went into this game, you know, really trying to please and put smiles on people's faces. So this is really for you. Thank you so much. You know, making a family game is important because we're forming the first gaming memories of people. We all have first gaming memories, right? And so it's both a privilege, big responsibility as well, but it's one we take very much at heart. So this award, you know, it's for the kids and the parents out there. We love you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Joseph Ferris, welcome back, buddy. Now, as always, we're recognizing an outstanding year in gaming while looking at
Hey, Waldorf.
what is it, Stedler?
How long is this bozo gonna go on?
Well, that's what I've been asking for the last 10 years. hey, guys, yeah, up here, host, yeah, we're we can hear you.
Oh,
ready to get a glimpse of what's next? Yes, it is world premiere time. For our 10th anniversary, I traveled the world to ask developers, what could you share with fans that will give a glimpse not just of what's coming in 2025, that we'll have lots of that too, but what lies beyond for the next decade of gaming. Tonight's first game announcement is an absolute honor to share with you. It comes from a Game of the Year winning studio whose immersive storytelling has thrilled players with every twist and turn. So without further ado, here's a look at the unexpected.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child into a remarkable young lass with much grace, wisdom, and kindness.
trust me when I say we are just getting started. Some of the biggest surprises, believe it or not, are still to come, as well as performances by Snoop Dogg